Randomly found this Xbox game here as well. Someone really did donate their whole Xbox collection. I did find this awesome little thing right here, this Activision Flashback Blast. There was one interesting item that I found, and it's this Star Fox Guard game, brand new and sealed. What's up, guys? It's Austin, and we are back with another episode of my $10 Nintendo Collection series. We are officially on episode 10. That means we've been doing this for 10 straight weeks, going to thrift stores, game stores, picking up items to flip, and then using that profit to purchase Nintendo games to add to my collection. We have simply just been mindlessly looking for video games to add to my collection, but very excited to announce this week bringing out this whiteboard again. In the last season I did this, I just put a ton of games from my childhood onto this whiteboard and went throughout the whole series looking for these games. But looking to do something a little bit different for this season, and we're going to start off by revealing this to you guys. This is what we have right here, some Nintendo franchises. Hopefully this focuses and you guys can see this all right here. So since this is a Nintendo collection, this is what I want to focus on. Nintendo first-party games. We got Mario, we got Yoshi, we got Kirby, Star Fox, Donkey Kong, Zelda, Metroid, Pokemon. I recently did a poll on my YouTube channel asking you guys which of these three Nintendo franchises was your favorite. I had Pikmin, Fire Emblem, and Animal Crossing, and the one with the highest votes was actually Animal Crossing, surprisingly, but it was definitely a close race between all three of these. Animal Crossing had about 40% of the votes. It was a total of around 250 votes, so definitely had a lot of input from you guys. Thank you guys for participating in this. And then the second franchise came out to be Fire Emblem with around 35, so definitely a very close race. Pikmin had about 25% of the votes, still a lot, but not as much as those two. Was planning on only putting one of these franchises on here, but decided to just throw them both on here. We have a total of 10 franchises, and what I plan to do with this is simply we're going to be looking for 3 games of each of these franchises. So when I come across one of these games and purchase them to add to my collection, I'll put one tally mark on here, and when we get to 3, we'll just cross off the list. That way we're not looking for any specific individual games. This keeps my options open. So that'll be a total of 30 games that we will be looking for in these next weeks and months, I guess. We already have a couple games from these categories on our shelf, but we're not going to include those. We're just going to say starting from now, when I do find these games, I will be able to add a tally to it at the end of each episode. It mainly just has to have the character in the title of the name, or is the main focus on in those games. So of course I'm not going to get Super Smash Bros. And put a tally on everything. That's one that we'll exclude out of this list. Some of these franchises don't have a lot of games for them. I did consider putting F-Zero on here, but simply just wasn't enough games and was going to be pretty difficult looking for those games specifically. A lot of those were on the Game Boy Advance as well and didn't want to include that. But same with Fire Emblem, you just don't see a lot of those on actual consoles, a lot more handheld games. So we'll go ahead and set this up here. And now, guys, we have a goal for this series that is designated to focus primarily on Nintendo games and will allow me to just prioritize games when I'm looking for them out in the wild. Also, at the end of this video, I just want to spend some time talking about a very fun convention that I just recently went to during the past week. I got to meet some very amazing, talented people, actors, actresses, and I just wanted to share you guys my experience on that. So if you guys are interested in hearing more about that, feel free to stick around at the end of this video. But without further ado, let's jump into our collection and get into these updates. Back at our game showcase, and just wanted to show you guys these awesome 3D prints of these Nintendo cartridge holders. I had a good friend that does have a 3D printer and was able to print these out for me. They look really nice and allow me to stand up the cartridges like this and show them off. If you know anybody with a 3D printer, these are really nice to have and display your Nintendo cartridge games. But yeah, guys, we sold one item, and it's going to be this Spider-Man Far From Home 4K Blu-ray. This one was actually pretty popular, had a decent amount of watchers on this listing, and ended up selling it for like 13-14 bucks. Picked it up for $3 at a half price books. We just sold a DVD, actually a Blu-ray. It's going to be one of these Disney Blu-ray 3D showcases, which is great. I got 2 copies of this, and this one sold for around $20-ish. Picked it up for $1 at the Goodwill bins. The second item we sold is going to be right here. We actually sold this plush pretty quick too. This bunny Pokemon. This one sold for around $20 as well. We picked it up for $2 at a Goodwill. So after eBay fees and shipping for these 2 items, this is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. Out here at another Goodwill this week, and this Goodwill tends to have some decent stuff, especially video games. It's got this whole little shelf of games, and there's actually a ton of like original Xbox games, which is crazy to see. Big fan of the original Xbox, so this is awesome for me. You got like Pirates of the Caribbean, you got this Italian Job, some kind of uncommon games, but unfortunately like most if not all of them are missing a manual. I've already dug through a lot of this. You got NFL Fever. We'll probably have to scan some of these as well, see how much they go for, and also just check to see if the discs are all in there. You got some great games, Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban. I may just end up grabbing some to flip because not collecting for the Xbox, but a lot of these do have some value. This game actually has some decent value, but without the manual, it's just hard to decide to pick up or not. We got Namco Museum right here. I think this feels like it has a manual. I'll have to check this one out for sure. More games down here, just a bunch of sports titles. You got this rugby game. I don't see this every day. It's got like a Jordan logo on it though. What else we got down here? Just some more sports titles. And then over on this side has some really interesting stuff. You got, what is this, Hot Wheels? Some Halo games. You got Halo 2 and Halo 1. And this is this one actually feels complete, but I don't think Halo 1 really has much value. It's the Game of the Year edition too. You got Incredibles, you got Madden, Sega GT, and Jet Set Radio Future. I'll actually have to check on this one. This one might have some value too. It's got the manual as well, which is great. I actually have a ton of games in my hand right now that we'll show you guys once I check all these first. But yeah, check this out guys. We got Katamari Forever. This one holds a little bit of value on the PS3. It's in decent condition. I think I will pick it up. It goes for around like 15 to 20. We got Halo 2 multiplayer map pack. So the original Halo games don't have much value, but this thing goes for around like 15 to 20 as well. And for $3, definitely worth a pickup. In decent condition as well. You got this Tom and Jerry game. Surprised to see that this has some value as well. So definitely will pick up. Goes for around like 15 to 20, I'm assuming. And then lastly, we got this Shrek Super Party. Again, no manual. Never played this game, but check that out. Looks like some fun mini games, I guess. Goes for around like 15 to 22, I believe. Maybe just around 10 to 15. But we got 4 games and should be nice ones for this stop. Definitely needed a big score like this at a Goodwill. We'll continue looking around too. I didn't finish looking at all the other shelves, but yeah, not a bad stop. Still some great games on this rack too. Checking out this shelf next, and not seeing too much. Did spot these 2 PlayStation 2 games that kind of uncommon. Alphabet Circus, these Konami Kids Playground games. Doesn't really go for too much, so may pass upon this. Toy Pals, fun with the numbers, and yeah, check that out. Never knew these existed. So many games on the PlayStation 2 that yeah, did not know were created. In the toy section now, and randomly found this Xbox game here as well. Someone really did donate their whole Xbox collection. But Wallace and Gromit, I used to watch this show as well, but yeah, checked it out, and it actually does have some decent value. Unfortunately, it's missing a manual, The disc is pretty scratched up too. I don't think I'm gonna take the chance on this. I've already got 4 games, but yeah, may end up passing up on this one. Not seeing anything else here, unfortunately. I may just end up checking out with these 4 games. Hello.
Find everything you're looking for again?
Yeah.
And your total is $12.91.
Back at our game showcase, just made a quick sale, and we ended up selling this Forza Horizon 2 on the Xbox One. This one sold for around $20-ish, and we picked it up for around $8 at a flea market. Not the greatest find and flip, but we'll take it, I guess. Sold pretty quick too. We've got ourselves another sale. We sold a Blu-ray, and it's gonna be this one. We picked up 2 copies of this, and they have now both officially sold for around $20 each. We picked them up for $1 at the bins, so definitely worth a pickup. Gonna go ahead and get this packaged and shipped. After eBay fees and shipping, this is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. Guys, we are back out here at the Goodwill bins. It's always a mystery to see just what we can find in these bins full of media stuff. Just a lot of stuff in these bins, honestly. It's kind of difficult digging through, but got a pile of games right here. The first one, we got Halo 3 ODST. I don't think this one has too much value. It's missing the ODST disc, but it's got the multiplayer map pack. I played this a ton back then. It's got all of the multiplayer maps on this disc. This disc alone is all you really need to play Halo 3. And oh, we got a 48-hour code that's not used. Check that out. We're just gonna leave this in here, I guess. No point in opening that up. Halo Legends, the animated series, awesome. But definitely used a lot of these back in the days. I didn't really have a lot of money to afford gold subscriptions, so I had to use a lot of these like free trial, 2-day free trials, just to play online with friends. We got this Black Ops 1 on the Xbox 360. Not sure how much value this goes for. I'll debate on this, but loose like this, I don't think it's worth a pickup. We got Driver 2 on the PlayStation 1. Missing the front cover, but I don't think this one holds too much value either, especially loose like this. Decent condition. We got Start the Party on PS3. Never seen this before. It was just a PlayStation 3 game that I saw, and we'll have to check if it does hold any value. I don't think so. Then we got some awesome games. Lastly, we got the Lego Star Wars game. I think this is just like the first 3 movies. Yeah, it looks like just the first 3 movies. Anakin and Yoda to Darth Maul and General Grievous. It is complete, which is great. I mean, we got a GameCube game at the bins. This will be $1. Let's go ahead and check that out. And yeah, honestly, not bad at all. And then lastly, this would have been an awesome find. Capcom vs. SNK. Not too familiar with this game, but it was missing. Inside though, I actually have a copy of Mario Kart. I just found a loose copy of this in here and just threw it in this case. It's in like decent condition. Hopefully it can still play, but it's only $1, so not much of a risk. And this thing is really dirty too. I don't know what happened there, but we'll probably just buy it in this case, so I can just have this case and manual. I don't even know if the case and manual has any value, but as of right now, I'm probably just gonna grab these 2. Maybe this. I'll check the values of this again. We'll keep digging though, see what else we can find. Just moving along to the next bin, and as you can see, guys, it's all stacked up like this. It's usually a bad sign. It means people have already dug through and organized it. There's a lot of people here that just simply look for specific DVDs or movies, and they just go through every single item in these bins. I actually found a couple of PlayStation 2 games here though. We got Kingdom Hearts, classic game, missing a manual, and then this Supercar Street Challenge game. Never seen this before. Looks cool. Graphics look amazing for a PS2 game. Missing a manual as well. I'm pretty sure these don't have much value, so may end up passing up on these. Let me take you guys along, see if I can spot anything else in here. Got these sealed course books, calculus courses. These could have some value too. Stuff like this, the sealed stuff like this is usually what I look for because some do hold some value. All right, now spending some time looking at these other bins full of miscellaneous stuff. You got a bunch of plushies over here, just a ton of them dumped in here. I did find this awesome little thing right here, this Activision Flashback Blast. I guess it's like a classic for the Activision or Atari style games. It's got 20 built-in games. It also has this HDMI dongle apparently, so that's pretty cool. Checked it out and it's looking like it's never been opened because it's got like the original tape on there, and it's just looks like it has never been peeled or cut. The box is in pretty damaged condition. I don't think this really has too much value, but this is an awesome little thing to find complete in box like this at the bins. And then for plushies, I'm always looking for Pokemon, always looking for Mario plushes or video game characters, and did find this I think Chimchar. This one is 2009. It's got it on the tag. It's a Pokemon one. It's got Toy Factory on there. And I've been finding a lot of Pokemon plushes to add to our collection, and probably add this as well. This thing actually does value for around like 15-ish bucks. So may just add this to our pile of stuff that we have. Still gonna spend some time digging through these bins. Check out this Minecraft zombie one. Not sure if any Minecraft plushes have any value, but this one's pretty big too, honestly. Whoa guys, check this out. Got some really old vintage baseball cards. Tops. What years are these? 1983. Is the 80s a good year for cards like this? I mean, like the card texture is very old, just like flimsy cardboard it feels like. But it's like a bunch of them in here. I'm probably gonna pass on this because I know nothing about it, but you guys let me know if I made a huge mistake or not. A lot of vintage baseball cards. Yeah, they're all like from the 80s, I guess. Yeah, they all say like 83. Don't really see this out here at the bins, but a bunch of cards in there. So let's grab these. Here we are at our game showcase, and great news, we got a couple of sales. The first item we sold is gonna be right here, this Plants vs Zombies on the 360. It also includes like these two games, Peggle and Zuma. This one ended up selling for 14-ish bucks, and we picked it up for like $3 at a thrift store. The second item we sold is gonna be this Fable game right here, Fable 2 limited collector's edition. Really awesome item. We sold this one for around $28, and we picked it up for around $8 at the flea market. And then the last game we sold is gonna be this right here, Tenchu Z. This one sold for 35 bucks, and we picked it up for $8 at the flea market. Awesome to be able to sell these games, gonna be able to add a decent amount of funds back to our game fund. After eBay fees and shipping, this is how much we'll get to add back to our game fund. This week I am out in West Bend, heading into a game store called Retro Respawn. Should be open. I see the sign flashing. Okay, just making sure. Let's see what kind of retro games we can find in here for today. Here we are in the store now, just a ton of games and accessories all over, some higher end games in the glass cases. We're mainly just going to be looking for some games to add to our collection, maybe some Nintendo cartridge games, and maybe even some games to mark off of our list. Here we are checking the NES section out first. This is kind of the lower end games. I don't mind picking up some lower end games. Spotted this Skate or Die game, looked really interesting for $8. Some decent titles, honestly. And then also this Deadly Towers game. But there was one game that did catch my eye, and it's this Gauntlet 2 game. I didn't know how many Gauntlet games they made on the NES. These are the original dungeon crawler games, I guess. Was a big fan of Gauntlet Dark Legacy on the Xbox. And then checking out the Super Nintendo section next. There was one game I spotted, and it's Mario Paint. It's a Mario game for $8.99, a really interesting one. This one utilized the mouse on the NES. And then lastly, just scanning over the Wii and Wii U section, there was one interesting item that I found, and it's this Star Fox Guard game, brand new and sealed. I know this is just a side game for the actual Wii U game, but still a Star Fox game. Oh, just gonna grab these three.
Alright, sounds good.
Yeah.
$30.56.
Okay.
And just like that, guys, we're back in the game room. A little shorter week of game hunting, but wanted to spend some time talking to you guys about a fun little experience I had at a convention this past weekend. So I had the chance to attend Fan Expo in the Chicago area. It's a really big convention, mainly revolving around video games, toys, collectibles, comics, and is really big for bringing in a lot of TV actors and actresses, celebrities, so just a lot of fun at this convention. Basically, a lot of big name Star Wars actors and actresses were at this convention, so me being a big fan of Star Wars, definitely wanted to see and be around this environment. You had Mark Hamill, Hayden Christensen, Giancarlo, Rosario Dawson, and a lot of others as well. There was one person that I really wanted to meet, but unfortunately I just did not have a chance to. Their lines for autographs was super long, and I wanted them to autograph some games actually. And this person is named Cameron Mahagan. He's a big actor. I know him from the Gotham TV series. He plays like a version of the Joker, but he's also a voice actor and the character that plays Cal Kestis in the Star Wars Jedi games. I only played the first one and really enjoyed it. Wanted him to autograph both of the games that I had, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do so. The second person that I actually got an autograph from was Marina Bakarin, who's actually an actress in the Gotham television show as well. Big fan of that show, obviously, but is also an actress in the Deadpool series. It is Deadpool's lover that you guys may know of. I really wasn't able to meet a lot of the bigger names like Mark Hamill or Hayden Christensen because I already know at these conventions they're not run too well, so lines expand forever, and I just don't want to spend like a whole day waiting in line to get a picture or an autograph from these people. Last but not least, I got the great opportunity to meet Ella Purnell, which is a person that's definitely growing in the gaming world. She was the voice actress for Jinx in the League of Legends television show Arcane, and also stars in the Fallout television series playing Lucy. Definitely enjoyed this show. I was able to get a picture and an autograph from her, and also attended one of her panels where she talked a lot about the behind the scenes and just filming on the set of this Fallout television series.
Like, it was chaos. My first day was the big fight sequence when the raiders come into the vault in the first episode, followed by the love scene between me and my husband. That was my first day, okay? Chaos. I will never forget that because it was terrifying.
Definitely had a lot of fun at this convention. It was such a magical experience, a once in a lifetime moment for me. Just being around all of these talented celebrities was very motivational and inspiring for me, making me want to continue to work hard on my creative aspirations. But yeah, guys, just thought it'd be fun to share my experience at this convention with you guys. Back to this game collection now. Let's go over all our pickups that we got for this week. We started off our episode pretty strong. We went to a Goodwill and actually hit a jackpot on a lot of Xbox original games. Some of these had some great value. Also a PlayStation 3 game, Katamari Forever. These Katamari games are really popular. Never played it before, but this one holds a little bit of value. We picked up Halo 2 multiplayer map pack. I actually never owned this growing up. I didn't play a lot of multiplayer for Halo 2. This was before I even had access to Xbox Live. But this apparently lets you update the game to include more maps, and then also has like this short film on here with like ODST. I was watching a little bit of it when I was testing this out. Picked up Tom and Jerry War of the Whiskers. Did not expect this to have any value, but actually does. Did try it out a little bit too. It's like a fun party fighting style game. I was only able to pick Tom and Jerry, but apparently there's a lot of other characters from the show that you can pick to play as well. And then the last game we got was Shrek Super Party. Shrek games were so popular back in the days. This is kind of more like a Mario Party style game. We made a visit to the bins this week and found a couple of items for cheap to add to our collection. We got a Pokemon plush. I got like so much Pokemon plushies. I got this Chimchar one for less than $1. We picked up a couple of games as well. We got this Lego Star Wars the video game. I think this was probably the first Lego Star Wars game. Still can't believe I found it at the bins, but it is complete as well. Disc is in like decent condition. And then the last game we found there was actually a copy of Mario Kart, and I just threw it in this Capcom. Probably will be flipping this one since it's not complete. I think this game still goes for around like 25 loose. And then to end off our week, we hit up a game store called Retro Respawn in West Bend. Just a nice little game shop that I like to go to. Sometimes you can find some great stuff in there. Picked up some cartridge games. I got Mario Paint on the Super Nintendo. Never played this one. Saw some gameplay of it. It's kind of just a drawing, coloring in game. But still a Mario game for $9. We'll be able to cross this off of our list. I'm sure I'm going to come across so many more Mario games in this series, so I really don't mind putting a tally just for this game. We picked up Gauntlet 2. Big fan of the Gauntlet games. Never played these on the NES before, but definitely would like to collect all of these whenever I do come across them. And then lastly, we picked up Star Fox Guard on the Wii U. So apparently this one released with the actual Star Fox Zero game on the Wii U. I just saw this one brand new and sealed for $10, and that's why I picked it up. Still a standalone Star Fox game. If we ever do come across the actual Wii U game, we'll probably just add it as well, but we'll be able to put one tally next to the Star Fox games that we found in this series. But yeah, guys, another week down. We now have this whiteboard full of game franchises that we are going to be seeking out, and we already found 2 that we can tally up on our whiteboard. Gonna get this stuff added to the showcase right now. Our collection is growing each and every week by a decent amount, I'd say. That's pretty much all I got for this week. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.